What is up? And welcome back to Dad Needs to Talk. I am your host, Robert, aka Father of Vash, and we are back for another awesome episode of Ranking of Kings. As always, if this is your first time here, welcome, but if you're a returning watcher, then welcome back. As usual, if you're not already, make sure to subscribe to the channel and all that fun stuff. So let's go ahead and just cut to the chase and dive into it. Man, so we have another awesome episode of Ranking of Kings. Um, honestly, I am at this point. I am just here for the ride, for the adventure, because this show just continues to surprise me. Constantly has me asking more questions. I love that we're getting so much more depth and stuff to all these characters because it's like, okay, you think you know what is up with the character, then all of a sudden something else is going on. So yeah, let's just freaking just dive in. So I kind of just want to start like at the top with Boji them meeting this king, which you find out his name is King Desha, Desha, if I'm remembering that right. Um, and he is the second ranked king, which is kind of crazy and cool at the same time. And I guess also in some sense kind of makes sense, because we know that like his army, the Order of the Underground, are like world renowned, some of like the best fighters, warriors, or whatever in the whole world. So it would make sense that the king that is leading these guys would have to be high ranking. So we learn he's second ranked king. Um, Kage goes there as Kage thinks that he is the one that can help Boji get stronger, but we find out at the end of the episode that it's actually not the king, but his brother, who is the one that he is actually supposed to be looking for. And so, by the end of the episode, they end up finding their way to the brother's house. But before then, Boji goes through a little test. And because hey, the king, like a lot of people, he knew Bose or boss. I don't know how to pronounce Boji's dad, but Boji's dad. And so of course he's looking at Boji and he's like, I don't know, man. I don't think that you're worth my time training and all this stuff. So he has Boji go up against the captain of the Order of the Underworld. And so Boji is doing his best. He is with this little stick, like just trying to hit and do stuff, but it is having little to no effect, unfortunately. And even the guard, he just kind of like the little like embarrassment, sweat drops all over his face, just like, oh my god, this is like the classic meme. Is this your king? But yeah, but Kage stepped up. He's like, hey, my man's might not be the best at fighting, but he's the best at dodging. And so we just get this awesome scene of the Order Knight going in with like a spear thing trying to attack Boji, and Boji teleports like he's in Dragon Ball Z. It's just flash step, whatever term you want to use, dodges, and he's like, clearly that was a fluke, and it's just like a barrage of just, and Boji is just ducking, bobbing, weaving like a madman. And the knight, he's not holding back, but Boji's skills is top notch. Um, yeah, it was just wild and super cool to see. Just Boji just doing his thing. But unfortunately, the king is still like, no, that's impressive, but it ain't enough because he's like, okay, cool, you can dodge attacks, but how are you gonna pierce the enemy's armor? How are you going to take down an opponent if all you have is agility and dodging? But hey, his agility skills, hey, Boji was like a Pokemon. I thought of Boji as a Pokemon, and I said, use agility. And you know how like in Pokemon, your Pokemon just back and forth really fast. That was Boji. Boji has maxed out agility. But anywho, so they end up, unfortunately, like I said, the king decides like, no, he's not worth his time. Find something else to do with your life. And so while this is going on, we go back over to Daida and the mirror. And so we have a moment where, Daida's like, hey, sorry, mirror. This ain't it. I'm still young. There's time for me to learn and grow on my own. It is what it is. Freaking, this is when Apis, I can't remember his name, Apis, the spirit guy. I'm gonna say Apis. He shows up, no hesitation, spear going for Daida's neck, but the mirror's like, no, stop, and gets him to stop the attack. And then that's when the first time we've seen Apis shook. And we start getting a little bit of backstory on, apparently, well, we already knew Apis wasn't like as super crazy good as he is now when he first met King Bose, but he was like trembling, shaking his boots in that flashback. And then apparently it seems like we meet somewhat, like the person was still cloaked in a hood and stuff where they couldn't see the face, but basically the voice, we get to meet we get to see the body that belongs to the voice in the magic mirror. And apparently whoever this person is, she is the one that helps give or helped Apis, I guess, unlock his potential, whatever the case is. But whatever it is, it's to the point where he is basically like subservient to her, to where like when she's like, hey, stop, don't attack, and then she calls him in closer and she whispers something to him, and whatever it was enough for him to be like, all right, I understand. And so then pretty much they work together to knock Daida out, cause Daida, one thing I would say, hey, Daida has some smarts, cause he was like, man, I don't trust Apis, I don't know what's going on, especially because he just tried to kill me. I'm going to kill him while he's talking to this mirror. So he picks up a scythe, about to go in, and the mirror's like, no, Daida, don't do it. Apis is on our side, yada, yada, yada. And so while all that's going on, or while Daida's distracted, Apis comes through. Just right into Daida's gut. Knocks him out cold. And so while he's knocked out, they put him in this chair or whatever, and they basically, the two like jester looking characters that showed up last chapter or whatever, they mopped up all of the elixir up off the floor with a towel and then squeezed it back into the cup and then forced Daida to drink it while he was knocked out. And so unfortunately, the mirror legit says, you're right not to trust me, because this is not a elixir to help you get stronger. So I'm guessing because there was a moment where Apis asked the mirror, like, hey, like, what happened? Apologies. I'm up here just getting too into the review. I'm up here knocking stuff over. My bad. But Apis is like, hey, like, what's going on? Like, why are you in this mirror and all this stuff? And so the mirror's like, don't worry about it. You asking too many questions. But I'm thinking that this whatever this elixir is might be something to help Apis. I mean, not Apis, to help the voice in the mirror to get her actual body back or something like that. I don't know. But it's just very interesting. Like I said, like I did not expect to see this face, to see Appius just shook. Because when we met Appius at the beginning, when Daida and Bojji was sparring in the courtyard, this man is over here on top of the castle, like high tower, standing on the tip of his spear, just observing, bossed up. And now he's up here shooketh behind the voice of a mirror. So very, very interesting stuff. Yeah, but I am very curious to see like where that's gonna go and like what the true intentions is, of the mirror and stuff. I wonder, is Daida's mother gonna get involved somewhere in this? I don't know. And of course, at the end of the episode where we finally get to meet King Dacia's brother, Prince Despa. And he has like kind of like a more like flamboyant look and air to him, or whatever. Kind of basically like complete opposite from his brother. But yeah, I am very curious to see like what he's all about, because I know they say he is when it comes to wisdom, he's the guy. And so yeah, so very curious, like I said, to see like where things just continue from here. Just hey, another great episode. Definitely not disappointed in no stretch of the imagination. Just steadily intrigued of just like, man, like what is going on in this world with these characters, But yeah, so very excited for next week. And also I want to give a shout out as well. Before I end this, I was intending on mentioning this at the beginning, but for anybody that's interested in or might prefer watching dub, the first episode of this show, Ranking of Kings, the dub started today, the same day that so the dub will be coming out the same day that it's already been airing, so every Thursday. So that's very dope, very cool. I am excited for more people to see and experience this series, and for it to just continue to grow, because I love it, and apparently all of y'all love it, because y'all are showing up every week, and I appreciate that. But yeah, just good stuff. I guess that's what I know. Like, so just as I'm kind of looking over this episode or whatever, man, obvious. But the mirror, she is also kind of weary of Bebin as well, because apparently with him and all his snakes or whatever, he's kept a close eye on this mirror and her movements or whatever, because she's like, all right, now that he's out of the picture, now that he's not around, I can finally make my move. So yeah, very curious to see like what's going on. Curious to see like when Bebin will come back into the picture and stuff. And also it was just kind of neat, just like at the end of the episode, like seeing Bojji and Kage walking through this town of the underworld, and just seeing all these different looking creatures and people and stuff just walking around. But yeah. But anyway, let me stop rambling. That's going to do it for this episode. So as always, thank you for watching. Make sure to like the video if you enjoyed what I had to say, and if you enjoyed this episode, leave a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are, if you are enjoying these series as well. And yeah, and as always, we'll be back next week for more Ranking of Kings. Take care. Catch y'all next week. Bye.